G'day everyone, welcome back. This is episode 48 of my multiplayer match against Old Crow Balthazor. We're playing Strategic Command American Civil War, the 1879 Ghost of the Pacific campaign about the War of the Pacific. I am Chile, he is the Allies. We're at the gates of Arica. I opened up last episode with that. Didn't end up being able to capture it, but let's see if we can this time. My army is in better position. Have some units on transports. 5 turns remaining. There we go. Oh, I can put this in there. I will do that. And that is what you call very, very satisfying. Now I need to get rid of some of these clowns that are still hanging around. Come on, you must go bye-bye now. Off with you, come on. Is that dead? I get that. That's his last unit that can conceivably counter-attack me. That one's dead. We'll push you forward so you're in better supply. Do that. And I think that is the war won. Well, unless they're right there. Don't really need to do anything else. Unless he's able to dislodge this, which would be a very big surprise. Just want my units in position in case I do need to do something next turn. I think I get the victory decision at the end of my turn before he gets to react, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So I'd rather make sure that everything is in a firm grip. Flying the Chilean flag. Before we end the game. So I never did get to sink his other ironclad. That's a little bit disappointing, but let's see if I get the event. Yes! Our soldiers have shown great bravery and courage, seizing control of the key mining districts. Peru's garrisons and Bolivian army have been comprehensively defeated. Now diplomats believe this will be sufficient to extract favourable terms in a peace negotiation. I.e., we win. The generals believe that we can only end the war for victory parade through Lima. Have they looked at the map recently? Have they looked at the calendar recently? That's not going to happen. If the game continued until 1883, I could probably do it. Not in 5 turns. That's never going to happen. So let's declare major victory. And I think the previous president was term limited, so this guy gets to claim the glory without doing anything. And President Garfield dies. That is very sad. Chester Arthur, the guy that followed Garfield though, he's one of my favourite presidents. Pretty good dude, that guy. And that is the war won. Oh, you're not going to let me look at everything? Oh, yes, you are. Good. Yes, I thought you'd garrison some of the stuff up here just to prevent me causing trouble. He's going to look at my side, which has one unit. Actually, those two might make him think I garrisoned it properly. I didn't garrison anything for the entire game. He's going to review it and be like, why didn't I just put a guy on a boat and just Leroy Jenkins it down to Santiago and just capture it? That would have been quite a shock if it actually been able to. Until quite late, I was putting units out here, so I'd know if he tried to do something utterly crazy, but I think if he had attempted it, he would have managed to pull it off, particularly if he'd brought the ironclads and just punched a hole in my screen and then zipped them through. Might have been possible. Yes, mistakes on his part. He didn't knock out Blanco. That is the reason I was still in the game after about turn 15. Is I had an ironclad still in the fight and enough torpedo boats that I could keep him off balance. He had a sizable period of the game though that he could have like overpowered me. He just kept all his ships in port. Bit too cautious, I think. This campaign does require you to be a bit aggressive, even when like there's not really enough units to be absolutely sure of your position anywhere. So sometimes you just got to roll the dice and hope that it works out. He kept all his ships out of the way. He could blockaded me. If he'd blockaded these two for any serious length of time, he probably would have done me in then. Because the overland attack is really hard to do if you don't have absolute control over the sea. It's only because he let me blockade this for several turns in a row that I was actually able to capture it. As we can see, I only had 5 turns left to actually take Arica, so very little would have needed to change to throw that out. And I mean, I'm not sure if he would have been able to turn it around after I took a Kike. Possibly if he'd done a landing down here, again could have gotten away with it. He just didn't concentrate his forces anywhere at sea, and so I was sort of able to pick them off until he only had the 2 big ones left. I will say I'm very surprised I got away with some of my naval attacks early on. He should have crushed my navy on turn 12 or thereabouts, and again about turn 17 I had all my stuff out here, and he sort of picked away at the edges of it, but didn't ever really crush my force. But was well played. This is one of the toughest games I've ever played. Certainly the toughest one I've gone on to win afterwards. I've been beaten a couple of times in testing games, like before Civil War came out, and again when we were testing the DLC, but I haven't been beaten that many times, so giving me as close a run as this it's a good game. I imagine we will have another game of, well, don't know if it'll be this campaign or another one, but don't imagine it'll be too far away. This was a great match. I'll be very interested to see his reasons for doing what he did the second half of the game, because I'm recording this the day after episode 17 went up on YouTube, so I've seen up to about the end of 1879, but that's sort of before my land offensive really kicked off. I'm not sure what he was trying to do past that. Anyway, thanks for watching. At this stage, I don't know what the next series on the channel is going to be, but I will let you know in due course, and bound to be very interesting. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time.